Well, I'm a little confused about where the laughter came and where the support really was. But first, I'm a little disturbed that our president found it necessary to say 3 times that he can't run again. But his most frightening statement today, his claim that he could win a 3rd term. Why is it so frightening? Because it's so much closer to the truth than anything else he said today.
And for the president to come down and use this argument he's used that basically, look, if you don't change the law, I have a right to break the law, what's he going to do next? Is he going to say, I want a 3rd term, and if Congress and the American people don't change the law, I'm going to declare martial law and just use that as a justification?
Well, we see Barack Hussein Obama may be getting his 3rd term. Obama would become the first president since Franklin D. Roosevelt to seek a 3rd term, and don't think this power-hungry dictator won't try this, even though this bastard has failed miserably. Since Hillary is damaged goods, maybe the Democrats and these flaming liberals just may try this. He has no intention on trying to stop the debt because that's not his what he came in office to do. He came in office to help destroy America, help destroy the dollar, and he's doing a fine job of doing that. And this idiot wants to get him for a 3rd term. This man may be suicidal. It's up to us, the people, to get Barack Obama out of office because we have no representation in this country. And any idiot who's advocating a 3rd term for Barack Obama needs to be locked up and institutionalized.
We could get a 3rd Obama term after all. You think I'm joking?
What has God shown you that will happen in the future?
He showed me that if Christians don't start praying more than they ever have, even the churches become the house of prayer, this next election,
presidential election
is not going to take place, that it's going to be suspended because evil's going to arise and some disasters are going to happen and some things are going to be put in place and the president's not going to be removed. He's going to stay in, and these things are going to happen and they're going to be very bad if we don't get a hold of God.
I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
That I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
The office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
And will.
The President of the United States. The President of the United States.
And will.
Also, education was nationalized very quickly, literally overnight.
We are no longer a Christian nation. We are no longer a Christian nation. We do not consider ourselves a Christian nation.
Park Lakes Elementary on April 8th, this 5th grader pulled out chosen material for free reading time.
Then she said, Giovanni, what book is that?
That's when he says the teacher asked him twice to put the Bible on her desk, and he refused.
The student says it's unfair. He was talking about religion in class, while other students were talking about sex and drugs, and he was the one sent to the principal's office.
A Kansas 7th grader banned from handing out event flyers at school because her flyers contained some Bible verses. Meanwhile, the school is fine with posters about dead rappers and drugs, but not a flyer that includes a Bible verse.
But surely, this is not a fascist takeover of our educational system, is it? If that were the case, America would have to be living under a de facto fascist dictatorship. Unfortunately, that is exactly what we are living under. Obama has altogether dispensed with the rule of law, proclaiming often that if Congress won't act, I will. Obama has all but dissolved the legislative branch of the United States. We are living under a fascist dictatorship. How then does Common Core fit into the Obama dictatorship? Lenin famously said, "Give me just one generation of youth and I'll transform the whole world."
Now let's see what happens to one of Hitler's children. Kindergarten, and little Hans learns the fairy tales of the new order, the new order, the new order. The distortion of this tale has its purpose in molding the young Nazi mind. Hitler becomes Hans's idol.
Sieg Heil! Because of Obama, I'm inspired to be the next engineer.
Because of Obama, I'm inspired to be the next fireman.
Because of Obama, I'm inspired to be the next architect.
Because of Obama, I'm inspired to be the next chemical engineer.
Because of Obama, I'm inspired to be the next entrepreneur.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Obama speaks on race America. Yes, we can. Embrace all past and no ridiculous of our past. Yes, we can. Take more responsibility for our own lives. Yes, we can.
Well, some parents of elementary school students in Burlington, New Jersey are outraged to see video of their children singing a Christian spiritual song where the name of Jesus was substituted with President Obama's.
There's definitely a controversy here on both sides. Some parents are saying that it was absolutely inappropriate to substitute the words of that spiritual song with Barack Hussein Obama.
I felt that it was reminiscent of 1930s Germany and the indoctrination of children to worship dear leader.
That all stopped overnight. I walked into my classroom March 13, 1938. The crucifix was gone, and there was Hitler's picture with the Nazi flag on each side, and our teacher said, today we don't pray anymore. We sing Deutschland, Deutschland über alles, the national anthem, and she said we don't have religious education anymore either.
Hans is now ready for the higher education, as decreed by the Fuhrer.
We're gonna spread freedom. Obama's gonna change it. Obama's gonna lead 'em. We're gonna change it. Now's the moment where his voice is sing. Sing with all your heart. For our children, for our families. Nations all join as one. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. With each other. Yes, we can. With each other. Yes, we can. With each other. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. And rearrange it. We're gonna change the world.
This is exactly what the Hitler Youth were engaged in under the Nazi regime. Still thinking we're not living under a de facto fascist dictatorship? Think again.
He also nationalized our healthcare system. We had, before Hitler, an excellent healthcare system, privately insured. We had good doctors, we had good hospitals, we had a lot of good research. That all stopped.
Well, angry town halls are taking an ugly turn with references to so-called Nazi policies and pictures portraying President Obama as Adolf Hitler.
Suzanne, have you noticed all the talk about Hitler and healthcare reform lately? Every so often, someone compares the reform plans to Hitler's extermination policies or brands President Obama or his political allies as Nazis.
Why do you continue to support a Nazi policy, as Obama has expressly supported this policy? Why are you supporting it?
President's broken healthcare promise becomes labeled the lie of the year. The winner for what they call the lie of the year.
First of all, if you've got health insurance, you like your doctor, you like your plan, you can keep your doctor, you can keep your plan. Nobody is talking about taking that away from you. If you like your health care plan, you'll be able to keep your health care plan. Period. If you like your health care plan, you can keep that too. If you like your current insurance, you keep that insurance. Period. 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 End of story.
Was he intentionally misleading, or was there some argument that he was grossly mistaken?
Could Hitler's horrible deeds that he did be ready to be repeated? Could that be? Could it be?
I have had 3 Jewish women in their late 80s, all that were Holocaust survivors. One was 5 years old when she personally met Hitler. He came out of the truck, out of his security vehicle, walked up to her, put his hand on her and said, "What a beautiful blonde-haired, blue-eyed Aryan girl." And she was Jewish. She accepted the Lord. And these 3 women said to me on 3 different occasions, now this has happened, said the past 3 years, it's 1933 all over again and America can't see it. The Nazi Party took over the banking system. They took over all regulations. They regulated what you could eat. They regulated the type of table you had to have in a restaurant. They took over the healthcare system. Germany had great healthcare until Hitler socialized it. And they went through 15 things, and I can't go through all of those, of course, but they went through, these are women who survived the Holocaust. They went through 15 things that said it would blow your mind. All 15 are happening right now in the United States.
We also had gun registration. Oh, the Austrian people they all had guns. But the government said the guns are very dangerous. Children are playing with guns, hunting accidents happen, and we really have to have total control, safety. And we had criminals again. And the only way that we can trace the criminal was by the serial number of the gun. So we dutifully went to the police station and we registered our guns. Not long after, they said, no, it didn't help. The only way that we don't have accidents and crimes, you bring the guns to the police station and then we don't have any crimes anymore and any accidents. And if you don't do that, capital punishment.
Titled UN Gun Grab Follows State Department Plan. This is going to get scary. The UN Arms Trade Treaty that has been identified by observers as a flagrant threat to the Second Amendment, in which Barack Obama is determined to sign, has its roots in a 1961, you hear that, 1961 State Department memorandum, which explains how the United Nations will oversee complete disarmament of all the people under the ruse of preventing war. Are you hearing me? That's what they're talking about. They're going to take your guns under the ruse of preventing war.
This is a president playing God. This is what the UN and Bilderberg and all this is about, is the new royalty saying they have diplomatic immunity, they are above the law. No, you are not above the law.
Look what's going on while no one's paying attention. Now, years ago, we spoke about the gun control hidden in Obamacare. Guess what? Quietly, while no one's paying attention, Obama has signed executive orders for 2 new gun control laws.
President saying he's above the law, saying he can open the borders if he wants, he can change laws, he can sign executive orders to restrict power plants or sign executive orders to go after guns. This is tyranny.
When the people fear the government, that's tyranny. But when the government fears the people, that's you, the Tea Party. That's liberty. Keep your guns. Keep your guns and buy more guns. America is still a Christian nation, no matter what Obama says. I am an optimist. God is still on the throne.